Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to make this intro really short today because I do have a lot of things I want to cover and get through. So if you haven't followed them already, my main Instagram, my beauty Instagram and my Twitter will be on the screen for you. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my makeup inventory and a 2021 project pan. Now, I'm pretty excited to be doing this. It's some of my favorite content, I guess, for me to watch here on YouTube, and I love seeing people using up their collections. It's very, very satisfying to me, and the products in their collections. So I've done mini projects personally in the past, you know, trying to use up products of mine that have been in my collection for quite a while and making sure that I'm getting really good use out of all the products that I do have. And I figured that I would document the process and I would sit down and talk to you about it and show you the products that I'm going to be trying to pan and use up this year. I'm kind of thinking I'll update these videos, probably not monthly. I think that might be a little bit much for how much I do wear makeup kind of on the regular, but I'll probably do these projects every couple of months. I will be coupling these videos up with my normal empties videos. They will have a greater range of products in them. The project pan videos and updates I'll be doing will pretty much focus on these products in particular, and mainly makeup products more than anything else. I'm also going to run you through my makeup inventory. I've sat down over the past couple of days, found all my products. They're in handbags and cupboards and jackets and everywhere around my house. I've put them all together and I've pulled up some final numbers for my collection and how much I've got of every product. I think it'd be really interesting to track that throughout the year and see how many products I'm bringing into my collection and how many products are actually getting used up in my collection. It'll just allow me to understand kind of the size and the growth of it and make sure that I'm not overbuying on things that I don't need before I am using up the things that I do have. I'm excited to be doing this project. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's get into the project. So on the screen next to me here, you'll see that I've got the snip of my makeup inventory and all the products that I have in my collection. In total, I have 173 products in my collection, which sounds like a lot, but when you consider how many different categories there are, I'm actually pretty happy with that total number. Let's go through these numbers though and have a little bit of a look and a little bit of talk about a few of the categories that I'm looking forward to obviously having a go at and maybe seeing if I can reduce those numbers. The first one that I'm looking at reducing is primer. Sorry, I've got it on my phone in front of me here. Is primers. So I currently have 8 primers in my collection. I would like to work on that because I really don't think I need that many. Also, I have a few that I'm happy to work through and use up that I will get into just after this. The second category is foundation. Now, 8 foundations seems like a lot, but 3 of those are backups for foundations that I really love already, and one of them is a double up of foundations I have in 2 different colors. So I'm not so worried about foundation and using any of those up. I'm pretty happy with that. The next category I kind of want to have a go at is concealer. I have 10 concealers in my collection already. I will note that 4 of those are multiples and backups of a concealer that I love. So there is an opportunity for me to use up some products in my concealer category. I will be having a crack at a few of those. I have got a few new ones in my collection to try out. So we'll see how I go. I'm not super worried about it because, as I said, a lot of those are backups, but I can probably use up a few of those and move them out of my collection. The next one that I really want to focus on but is super difficult to make progress on, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, is blush. I have 13 blushes in my collection at the moment, and I feel like I've had 13 blushes in my collection forever. I have been working on one blush that I will show you shortly for, I want to say, about 3 years, and it is just so stubborn and not going anywhere. So as much as I'd like to use up some blushes in my collection, I would also like this year to rotate through them. I feel like I've been using the same blush for a really long time and really neglecting the other items in my collection that I love. So I'll be focusing kind of rotating through those and trying to use up one of them, but I'm not stressing too much about actually finishing any blushes this year because I think that is a big task. What I will be focusing on this year though is not bringing any more blushes into my collection. I've really put myself on a stop on purchasing any more until I've definitely used up some of them because it is one of those areas of my collection that is very stubborn. Highlighters, I have 13 highlighters in my collection. I'm not so worried about using up any highlighters. I really love them and I get a lot of use out of the different formulas that I've got. So frankly, 13 highlighters I'm pretty happy with, seeing as it's a product that I absolutely love. Next category is brows. I have 6 different brow products. I have quite a few different brands of brow pencils, so I'll be looking to use up a few of those in the new year and move them out of my collection. The other one that I will be talking about is my Anastasia Dipbrow that I feel like I've had forever. We'll go over that in a minute, but yeah, I'd love to move that out of my collection this year and reduce that number just a little bit. Moving through the rest of the numbers, eyeliners, not too bad, 13. I've got a few black eyeliners I'm sure that I can use up. The rest of those are obviously fun color liners that I really enjoy, so I'm not planning on really moving those out of my collection. Single eyeshadows, I've only got 5. I'm not too worried about that. Eyeshadow palettes, I've got 12. That sounds like quite a few eyeshadow palettes. However, I do really get use out of them and I really like all of them. So just like blushes, I'll mainly be focusing on moving through those this year and obviously using them up bit by bit. There is one palette I'm going to focus on a little bit more. I'll get into that in a little bit. The big category for me where I'd love to make some progress is my lipsticks. I have 23 lipsticks and lip products in my collection and I would love to use some of those up this year, mainly because a lot of those products I have had for quite a while, and although they're still good, I feel like I just don't want to let them expire and I want to try and get some use out of them. So we'll go through those products and I will rotate those in and out of my collection as I'm using through them. However, I will have a couple that I'm going to focus on for the majority of the year and try and use up. I can't think of if I've ever used up a lipstick, so I think that'll be really exciting to use one up for the first time and obviously see how long it takes me. All in all, my collection's not massive, but I'm really looking forward to using up some of the products this year, and I'm going to reflect on these numbers towards the end of the year. I'm going to keep updating it as I bring anything into my collection, as anything moves out of my collection. I think it'd be really cool to do a little review at the end of 2021 to see how my collection has changed, grown, moved, decreased, whatever, throughout the year, and kind of what products I've definitely been loving through 2021 when we get there. I am wearing a lot of the products that I'm going to talk about in this video today on my face, so if you like the look of anything here, most of what I'm going to be talking about is what I'm wearing. I just figured it was fitting to show them off and actually get my first use out of them for 2021. Let's start on the products that I've picked out for my project pan. I have taken this in order of essentially making a full face of makeup and picking products from each category that I would like to use up throughout the year. I feel like that's kind of the best way to do it. I want to do a bit of a rolling pan for a few of these items, and by that I mean that as I use up one product, bringing in another product behind it to use up and introducing those products as I go through the year. Ideally, I'd love to use up 21 projects, God, project on the brain, 21 products in 2021. I just think that that'd be really satisfying. Last year, from my previous empties video, I showed you I used up about 11 products, give or take, because I didn't get a chance to save everything for that video. So already I think I'm halfway there in 1 year without really trying. I think with another year of tracking and trying to use up products that I'll really be successful in reaching that 21 goal, but we'll see what happens, who knows. The first product we're going to talk about is primer. Now I have 2 primers that I want to use up in 2021, and these actually are the same primer that I would like to use up in 2021. I have the one I've got open at the moment and I have a backup. Now, I don't actually really like this primer. It is the NYX Pore Filler Primer Base. I bought these, and I bought 2 of them because I really like their other silicone-based face-based primer. They just didn't have that in stock when I went to go and purchase it when it was on sale for 40% off. So I grabbed this one thinking that it would be similar, thinking that I'd probably really enjoy it as well. And to be honest, it's just not the same. I just don't like it as much. So these are the first products that I'll be focusing on in my project pan. I'm about halfway through the one in the front, and obviously this one is brand new in the box. So if I can use up both of these primers in 2021, I'll be really, really happy. The next one is foundation. Now, I'm not too worried about using up foundations because I do love all the ones I've got in my collection. I've thrown this one in. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion. I cannot talk today. Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. The only reason I've put this in here is this bottle only has 2 or 3 uses left in it, so I figure I may as well highlight it in this video and use it up and move it out of my collection. Aside from that, I'm pretty happy with all my foundation products, so I don't know if I'll roll anything else in, but it'll be interesting to see what I use up throughout the year. I don't have any concealers for my project. As I said before, I love all of my concealers. So the next product that I do have is highlighter. So I have 2 highlighters. Now I'm not super worried about using these up, same case. However, I do have a mini of the Benefit High Beam liquid highlighter. This is a product that has been around forever, and I just would like to use this up because it's a mini sample size, and I figured it'd be easy to shift it out of my collection and get some use out of it. The next one that I want to get some use out of in 2021 is the MAC Lightscapade Mineralized Skin Finish. I really like this highlighter. This is more of just a challenge for myself. It is a baked highlighter with a dome on it, so I would just like to see pan in this one purely because I think it'd be really satisfying to go through and use this up. So not something I'm really going to focus on massively in my project pan. However, I think it would be really satisfying nonetheless. Next couple of products are blushes and bronzers. So this bad boy, as you can probably tell by the packaging, is the blush that I have been trying to use up for probably the last 3 or 4 years. I feel like this thing will never die. So kudos to, I guess, NARS for making products that last forever. This is the NARS 4Play Cheek Palette. As you can see, I have already used up 2 products in this palette. The top one here was the Albatross highlighter, and the bottom one was another really light pink blush from memory. I'll see if I can find any photos of it before I use it up. I have been focusing on using up this top blush here. I've been using it forever, simply forever, and it does have some pretty good dip in it. I do not think I'm far away from panning this product. However, I just want it out of my collection. I am tired of looking at it. I am tired of seeing it. However, it is a good blush, so I am going to use it up. The bottom hot pink blush I love for when I'm doing blush, I want to say draping, but when I'm putting it all over the front of my face and across my nose. This is a super pretty color and it's very bright, so it does stand out. I'll probably use this a fair bit in 2021. However, I'm not worried about the bottom color so much. I do just want to get rid of that standard pink in this palette because it will not die. It is so frustrating having this forever, and it will be the most satisfying day when I finally get to see pan on this blush. The other blush I have is from the Benefit Go Tropicoral box. This is the last product that I've got left from this box set. It is very much almost used up. It is the Coralista blush. It is a very pretty blush, but it doesn't have a lot of color payoff. So I normally pair these 2 together. I'll use this one mainly over the majority of my cheek. It gives a really gorgeous glow, and then I'll go back in and add in some extra color with the NARS matte blush. This is almost done. I don't think this will take me too long to use up, considering how much product I do need to get some color payoff out of it. It'd just be nice to move this out of my collection. The packaging as well is also very bulky, so getting rid of this will just be one thing that'll make everything easier to store. Another one of the Benefit boxes that I do want to use up this year is the Benefit The Bronze Champions. I also feel like with these Benefit boxes, I am showing the age of my collection. Yes, I've had these products for a very long time. No, I didn't use them for a very long time. I have a problem with getting pretty new makeup and not wanting to use it, which seems really counterintuitive because that's why you have makeup, is to use it and put it on your face, and that's the whole point. I don't know, we're getting better at that this year and not kind of hoarding unused makeup. This is a really cool little kit. When they did do these, I really liked them, so that's why I bought a couple. Inside the box, we have a mini of the What's Up Cream Highlighter. I really like using this on days that I'm not wearing much face makeup. It gives a gorgeous glow, so I have been using that a fair bit. We have a champagne colored eye base. This is okay, I don't mind it. It works pretty well under the eyeshadow that we have here. It is a fairly cool toned bronzy color. We have a mini of the Benefit Hula bronzer. We have a Hula lip gloss and a brown They're Real mascara. I've been using this for a little while towards the end of 2020. I do really like these products. They work pretty well. I just want to move this out of my collection. Again, I've had it forever, so I think it's about time that I got my use out of it and I move these products through. Continuing with face products, I do have a setting spray in this project. It is the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. The only reason this is in here is because I don't know if you can hear it, but it is almost empty. I do have a backup of this one that I will probably work through after this one's finished. I have a couple of setting sprays in my collection, a few new ones that I want to try, so it's one of those, may as well just use it up, finish it, move it out of my collection. Moving on to brows. Now, this is an interesting product. This is another one that I've had forever, and one that I do not know if I'll repurchase after I have finished it up, because I am gravitating towards using different products on my brows. This is the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in chocolate. This was a cult classic. Also, this has hair in it. That is disgusting. This is gross. It is gross. I've had it forever. This product is not dying. Same as the blush, it is holding on for dear life. There doesn't look like there's much in here. However, I guarantee you this will probably last me another 4 or 5 months of use before it actually is emptied and finished and I can toss it out and start using something different. I don't mind the pomades. They are very, very dark and very thick though. So if you like a really bold brow, this is for you. I've been gravitating a little bit more towards using brow pencils. I just find them a bit easier to control. They give me a much fluffier look to my brow. And for the days I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, they're much less harsh than using the pomade. But if it's something that you love, if you love a bold brow, I can honestly definitely recommend these. I've had it for such a long time. I can't even begin to describe to you how long I've had this for. It is dried out, so I have been using setting spray to obviously wet this and make it malleable and usable again. So if you do need, if yours is the same, that is a good tip for obviously getting some extra use out of these. However, I will be very happy to see the back of this product and have it in the bin. So fingers crossed, this is the year that I use it. We'll see exactly how long it takes me to use up. Again, I'm predicting probably another 4 or 5 months of use before it is officially gone, but we'll see. I have one eye primer or eye base that I would like to use up. This is this Sephora Crayon Jumbo Waterproof Crayon eye primer, eyeliner. It's not quite an eyeliner. It's a bit like the NYX Jumbo pencils where it is quite thick and chunky. I, again, have just had this product for a really long time. It is still nice and creamy and it still works. It looks good if you're doing a bit of like a brown smoky eye or even under just a general neutral eye day to day. I just want to move it out of my collection because I've had it forever. Now for lip products, I'm going to start with 2 lip liners that I would really like to use up. These are both clear lip liners that you can use with any color that stop bleeding. The first lip liner is the Secret Lip Liner in No Bleeding Lips, Crayon à l'Eau's Secret. I obviously cannot speak French. Clear waxy lip liner can be used with any lip color. I don't use lip liner a lot unless I am using quite bold lip colors. So we'll see how long it takes me to use up these, but I'm gonna make a bit of a concise effort on it. The second one is the Model Co Lip Enhancer Illusion Lip Liner. 1 shade suits all. Again, another clear lip liner. These products are normally quite waxy, so they stop the color from bleeding on your lips more so than being able to give you a super defined lip by using the lip liner, which is kind of what I prefer. However, I do think they're good and I do think they work, so I don't want to obviously toss them out of my collection. I'd prefer to use them up. The first lip product I'm going to be using first, because I'm hoping to move through more than one throughout 2021, but we'll see how far I go and how ambitious I get. This is the Revlon Colourburst Lacquer Balm Lip Crayon in 105. I can't quite read the name, it is very small on the bottom. This is just a balmy lip crayon. It is pretty sheer, so it is good to reapply throughout the day, and I don't really need a mirror to do it. I have been using this for a little while towards the end of 2020. I throw it in my backpack and take it to work with me. I try and remember to reapply it. It does feel a little bit like a lip balm. Not super hydrating, but good to keep reapplying. So I'm looking forward to hopefully using this up. I have made a pretty good dent in it already. There is a lot of product in these twisty lip crayons though, so hopefully we will use this bad boy up in 2021. We'll see exactly how long it takes me to use. This will be the first lip product I have used up in its entirety if we get there, and I'm pretty excited. The only thing I will say is I am also notorious for losing lip products, especially lip balms. So the only reason I can see myself not using this up, or not at least having a solid crack at it, is if I lose it, which is highly possible. The last makeup product I want to get some solid use out of in 2021. This is the big boy. This is the challenge. This is the thing that I'm setting myself potentially up for failure for. I don't think I'm going to use up all of this. My goal with this product is to hit pan on as many of these as possible and see how far I can get. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I'm sure a lot of you are very, very familiar with this palette. It has been around for a long time and it is probably one of Too Faced's most well-known palettes. It started off the food and kind of metal tin theme that they have running through a lot of their products these days. In a good staple palette in my collection. As you can see, I've hit pan on 2 of the shades already. This one I used to use as a brow powder, and this one is just a good staple champagne that I used forever. I would love to get some use out of this palette. Again, I've had it for a really, really long time and I don't think my palettes get a lot of love. So what my goal will be is just trying to pan as many of these shadows as possible in 2021. I don't want to neglect my other palettes in favor of this though. That is the one thing that I'm very cautious of by doing something as a project pan, is obviously neglecting all the other beautiful products I have and just using the one thing over and over and over again. I don't think that's constructive use of my collection, and you don't get as much joy doing that. However, for the days that I am just running off to work or looking to throw something on my eye and not doing something as creative, I am wanting to lean towards using this palette. I do like the shadows in here. I think that they work relatively well. Again, this is just old. I've had it for a very, very long time. It is what I used on my eyes today. I have used the purples for the first time, or not the first time, but I've used pretty much exclusively the purples for the first time and tried to do something other than a neutral eye. So we'll see how far I get with this. Again, this is more about giving this palette some love than it is actually finishing it up, but we'll see how far I go. Fingers crossed. So they are all the makeup products that I want to use in 2021. I do have some skincare and I guess beauty or body products that I'd like to use up in 2021. I don't have a big skincare or body product collection. It's not something that I've ever really focused on. I normally just try and use up one thing and then bring something else into my collection. Skincare in particular, I find is something that goes off. And again, not something I'm going to sit here and recommend to you. I've said this on my channel before. I do not think I'm educated enough in skincare to provide full reviews or recommendations. These are just the products that I have that I'm wanting to use up and wanting to make my way through. The first product is a classic. It is the Love Spell body spray by Bath & Body Works, another product I've had forever. I'm about halfway through this body spray. I don't use this day to day. I do have perfume that I use. However, I want to try and focus on using this on the weekends, or if I'm just wanting to spritz myself before wandering out of the house for a coffee on my days off. I've had it for a really long time. It's time to go. It's time to use it up. So if I could use this up in 2021, I'd be really happy. Next is my little box that I have sitting on my bathroom counter. I do this to make sure that I have visibility over my products. I find if they're sitting out, you are more likely to gravitate towards them and use them. So I put this above my bathroom sink right next to the shower. That way I can obviously look at the products when I am showering, when I am putting on moisturizer, when I am doing my hair, and then that way I can grab things out of here and get some use out of them rather than trying to go and digging through my cupboards to try and find things. The first item that I have in here is the Asano Rose Hip Clarifying Clay Mask. I like this clay mask. I do think that it's okay. It's a little bit more moisturizing and not as drying as most clay masks. My skin just feels really soft after using it. I'm about halfway through this. I do have a backup of this in my cupboard because it seems I'm very good at buying doubles of things. So ideally I'd like to use through this one and maybe start on the next one before I purchase any more clay style face masks in 2021. I have, this was gifted to me by a friend of mine and it is so, so cute. Thank you, Pixel, I really appreciate it. This is, oh, it smells so good. This is a little bath bomb. I'm not gonna pull it out because it's a bit crumbly, from the Body Shop. I've got this in here. I have a couple of new Lush bath bombs that I've just purchased. So I've put this one out as the next one to use when I have a bath. Really excited to use it. I haven't tried any of the bath bombs from the Body Shop before. So this one's a pretty easy one because it's just a one and done product, but I'm looking forward to trying that out. The next one, I have 2 of these and I have just finished up another one. I have had these in my collection forever and I'm really looking forward to moving them out. I said this in my last video, I am terrible at remembering to moisturize my body, moisturize my skin. I do not like feeling damp when I get out of the shower. I do not like putting clothes on while I feel damp. So moisturizing is a struggle for me. However, I do get quite dry skin and so therefore it benefits me. It's a double-edged sword. I have two body oils that I would like to use up in 2021. The first one is coconut and apricot oil from, I think this is just from Kmart. I bought this when we were in Darwin to use to moisturize my skin because we were in and out of the pool a lot and I didn't have any other body moisturizers, and I knew that I had a couple at home, so I didn't want to spend a lot on it. This is fine. My skin feels nice after it. It does feel a little bit greasy. It's not really like a dry oil that's going to dry down and kind of feel that little bit, not even like powdery on your skin, but yeah, it's not going to dry down like a dry oil. I'm almost done with this. I am 2/3 of the way through. I probably can knock this out in the next couple of months, which would be fantastic. Once this has been used up, I have a bottle of the Trilogy Body Care Pure Plant Body Oil All Over Nourishment with Rosehip, Sweet Almond and Apricot. I really like this body oil. I've tried it a couple of times. It does have that more dry oil feel to it where it does sink down into the skin, and it smells quite nice as well. It smells rose hippie and fresh. So that's what I'll be rolling in once I've finished the other bottle from Kmart. I do have another body moisturizer that I would like to use up. This one was gifted to me by my mum, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, hence why I would really like to get some use out of it. This is the Merry Cherry Chia Body Lotion from Bath & Body Works. I have used this a couple of times. It smells amazing. It smells really, really good as per all of Bath & Body Works' products. Again, I just have had these moisturizers in my collection for quite a while, so I'd like to make some progress through them. So I have been leaving them in my little box on the counter to use up. So that one I will start using once I finish both of the other body oils. I have one hair product in this little box in front of me. I have the OGX Thick and Full Biotin and Collagen Amplifying Lotion, a high performance blend with vitamin B7 biotin, infuses nutrients into every strand like collagen and hydrolyzed wheat protein, create the appearance of thicker, fuller, healthy looking hair. This is a hair serum. It's quite a thick hair serum though, which is something I struggle with, having a lot of really fine hair and dispersing through my hair. I like this for if I'm having a bit of a frizzy day. If I've washed my hair and straightened it and then it rains, my hair gets really frizzy. It absorbed all the moisture in the air and just puffs up. So I do like using this for that. Once I have finished off the dregs of my Moroccan oil, I will probably use on to, I will definitely, not probably, move on to using this one. I'd love to use it up in 2021, another product that I've had floating around in my cupboards that it's just time to go before I buy anything else. Like, why am I spending my money potentially on new products when it's just, I've got these things and it's time to go. The last couple of items are face masks. I have 4 little face masks that I would like to use up in 2021. I have 2 Pink Panther sheet masks from Miniso. Vons and I bought these when we were down, I believe we were in Melbourne when we bought these, and we were going to use them one night and we ended up passing out and falling asleep, and they've just chilled out in my collection since then. So we might do these as a fun little thing on the weekend. I think that they've got the Pink Panther face printed on them, so that could be absolutely hilarious or absolutely horrifying, or maybe a combination of both. But I'd really like to try these. Again, like, I'm not a huge fan of sheet masks, but I do like trying different versions because, you know, why not? Another sheet mask I've got, now these are ones that I do actually like. These are from the Body Shop. I've tried the vitamin C face mask from the Body Shop and I really liked it. And this one is the vitamin E Quench sheet mask from the Body Shop. So I'd like to use that one up and give it a go and move it out of my collection. This one was also from Pixel, so thank you. The last one, also from Pixel, she's the Body Shop Queen. This is the Mediterranean Almond Milk with Oats. This is just a sample sachet of the face mask. I've used up one of these previously and I really like it. It's a super basic moisturizing face mask. It feels really nice on the skin and it leaves your skin feeling really nice and soft. So I would love to use that up in 2021. So that concludes all of the products that are in my 2021 project pan, or my 21 products in 2021. Try saying that really, really fast. I'm looking forward to using these things up, to getting some love out of these products, to trying some new things, and then bringing some new products into my life once they are finished. As I said, I'm looking to bring updates to these probably every couple of months. I probably won't do monthly because I really don't think there's any value to that. What I will do in future updates is I will take before and after photos each month, and that way we can visually see the progress of how everything is going. going. I hope you guys have had a fantastic start of the year. It is probably midway through January while I am posting this. I imagine most of you are back to work now. I hope it has been good. I will probably be back at work, and I hope that I'm having a good time. Thank you for joining me as always. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.